morning, Grand Rapids, and welcome to NewsFlash. I'm your anchor, Josie.
And I'm your other anchor, Sean. And because you may have been celebrating the end of Passover and Easter and or 420 with some THC-infused matzah brie, which is a traditional egg-based dish, according to our resident Jewish correspondent, Zach. And now you can all go back to your regular, non-kosher weed. We've got the world, national, and local news that you may have missed. You're welcome, Grand Rapids. This is NewsFlash. Ding dong, our top story tonight. Secretary of Health and Leather Muppet RFK gave a speech last week. The resemblance is uncanny, right? Gave a speech last week about how autism is an epidemic, which it isn't, and that he will definitely figure out the cause by September, which is oddly specific. What does he know that we don't? He also claimed that autistic people are to be pitied because, among other things, they can't go on dates, write poetry, and this is, I think, the most telling part, pay taxes. Oh, there we go. Now it makes sense why they care so much about autistic people. Look, as a probably autistic person who just filed his taxes last week with the help of a person who gets paid for that, I feel a little called out. And so I would like to respond with a poem. There once was a psycho named Robert, whose obsession with autism was overt. This man is insane. There's a worm in his brain, so let's just let him eat some raw yogurt. See what happens, right? Fingers crossed.
This Saturday, following an appeal from the ACLU, the Supreme Court blocked further deportations of immigrants from Venezuela. But when has that stopped old Donnie in the ice before? The administration has been citing the Alien Enemies Act of 1798 as its justification for removing people they are calling enemies of the Union. This law dates back to when the U.S. was at quasi-war with France, so it seems weird that Trump wants America to be less like Napoleon. And it was most famously used to justify Japanese internment camps during World War II, which puts a pretty solid pin on when the MAGA crowd thinks the country was supposedly great. Here are some things that didn't exist in 1798.
We had the telephone, or we didn't have the telephone rather, the light bulb, automobiles, or electric motors, or locomotives.
Typewriters, sewing machines, toilet paper, photography.
The discovery of Ohio, which maybe not a great loss there, but Neptune, the platypus, or the Trump family bloodline. That didn't exist in America before the 1800s.
Here are some things that did exist in 1798. Slavery, smallpox, Alexander Hamilton, and having to shit outside. Make America grimy again.
Yeah! After a crazy doubleheader of praising and blazing yesterday, Pope Francis passed one final blunt to Jesus earlier this morning, and smoke puffed out of the Vatican. While most of us may be grieving about this sudden loss, the Cardinals are on a 3-day watch patrol just in case. You never know. Weird timing is all I'm saying. Now, a lot of hay has been made over the fact that J.D. Vance just happened to visit the Pope the day before his untimely passing. And I know it would seem a very overly simplistic and convenient explanation to say that Vice President Vance is somehow responsible for the death of the sitting Pope. Anyway.
Republican governors from Arkansas and Indiana have asked the Trump administration to allow them to ban soda and candy from food stamps, complaining that taxpayers are subsidizing poor health, which we all know is very important to Trump. But I've learned from Republican arguments, if I've learned anything from them, it's that if you ban junk food, only bad people will have junk food.
It's true. Former state attorney general and angry dad from a football movie, Mike Cox, has thrown his hat in the already crowded ring for governor of Michigan, which already includes 4 other Republicans, 3 Democrats, and former Detroit Mayor Mike Dugan running as an independent. The Democratic Governors Association weighed in on this announcement, calling Cox an out-of-touch extremist whose disastrous record includes attacking public education, opposing expanding health care, and supporting far-right anti-abortion groups. Wow. I gotta say, Cox kind of sounds like a dick. Which is also pretty funny because he lost to another dick, Rick Snyder, back in 2010 when he tried to run. So maybe Mike Cox shouldn't try for a second round. Wait a minute, that didn't come out right. No.
And with Coachella Week 2 behind us, music festival season has officially begun.
Ooh.
And almost as soon as it was announced, Firefest 2 has officially been canceled.
Oh.
I mean, put on indefinite hiatus.
Right.
From the only announced performer being former NFL wide receiver Antonio Brown to both Mexican islands being advertised as the locations, claiming they had no idea of its existence, to tickets ranging from $1,400 to $1.1 million that have now been fully refunded and pending rescheduling. The whole thing feels a little like that other fiasco festival. What was it called?
Firefest. Toilet paper manufacturer Royal Paper, which provides products for your butt to Aldi, Kroger, and Meijer, has filed for bankruptcy and announced it will be selling its assets to the firm buying it out. So, looks like the stock market isn't the only thing returning to COVID era. Careful, y'all, we may be in for a bumpy ride.
Well, there's always 2 sides to every ply, however, and it looks like scientists have developed a blood test for those who suffer from IBS to help determine what foods to avoid for a less problematic diet. Though maybe since TP is about to get less scarce, we can save some of you some money right now and say that late night Checkers and Taco Bell is probably going to be at the top of that list.
Yeah, probably. Speaking, I know, trust me. I had a rough weekend, so we don't need to talk about it. Speaking of T-Bell, former Queer Eye host and podcaster Jonathan Van Ness recently teased a stop in Grand Rapids for their current tour, making an innocuous post joking about how it might be fun to think outside the bun. GR fans were quick to warn the personality to avoid the Taco Bell on Michigan, of course, colloquially known to all as T-Bomb. But the engagement on this post may be more tempting than it's worth. Van Ness went on to post screenshots of them perusing Google reviews of this location, hinting they might be even more intrigued now. And I'm just gonna say it, let Javian have this, right? If they want to wait in line for hours just to receive poor service, mediocre cold tacos, and ultimately someone else's crunch wrap, I say go for it, right? Maybe all T-Bomb needs is a glam-up. And if Javian thinks that they can provide it, more power to them both, all right? Go for it. Slay, queen.
And now in NewsFlash, the director of the San Francisco Zoo has stated that there are no tariffs on the pandas, coming as part of a deal with China to lend pandas to the U.S. Can breathe a sigh of relief. However, if that changes, Temu has offered to give the U.S. a great deal on pandas even with the tariff.
Sounds great to me. The state of Michigan is announced it will begin to euthanize geese this summer. Yes, that's true. And if that's the case, Duck, Duck, Goose just became a much scarier game. Watch out.
An 11-year-old girl made a shocking discovery when she was strolling a beach and stumbled across a large, cold-blooded, prehistoric creature lying in the sand. Her family was a bit frightened, but mostly shocked because they didn't know that Trump went to that beach.
A group of high schoolers were touring the Florida State University last week when an active shooter situation broke out. Said one of the high schoolers, "Oh, they're right, high school really never ends." Yeah. Fun jokes.
Michigan man who was out looking for Leland stones with his girlfriend was swallowed by quicksand on the beach. And he had to call 911, which sounds an awful lot like complaining when, frankly, most of us have been dying for an opportunity to escape quicksand and training since childhood.
Come on, yeah, quicksand. A planet outside of our solar system, which may be similar to the Star Wars planet Tatooine, because it looks like it might be orbiting twin stars. This was, of course, discovered by America's most trusted astronaut, Katy Perry. Counting on you.
And with the price of eggs putting a damper on some people's Easter plans, leading some media outlets suggesting, no joke, replacing dyed eggs with potatoes, we here at NewsFlash assume that people might want to get a head start on their Easter baskets for next year. So here with a breakdown of what is new and hot for the year 2026 in Easter goodies, here is NewsFlash basket correspondent Cypress Turner.
Woo! Give it up for Cypress, y'all! Oh wow.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, sure. Here you go, Mr. Turner. There's a seat for you.
This is appropriate. I'm very grateful for the time to explain to the world the way I see baskets. You see, after years conquering the rock and roll mountain with my band.
Oh, you're in a band.
I lead the band.
Oh, sorry.
Led the band. I've conquered that. And anyway, after a short stint in fashion, I am now conquering the mountain of children's baskets and sundry.
Gotcha. I don't want to get off on a tangent, but what was the band you were in?
The band?
Oh, yeah.
Cypress Turner and the Trees.
Got it. And you're no longer in this band?
This band is defunct, except for every now and again for a big payday at a festival we might reune.
Got it. Okay, so it was cool.
Don't count on it.
Great, awesome. Well, we've got some baskets, I think. We've collected some, what we have heard are some of from the latest trends. That's just like kind of a generic example, but any thoughts on?
Garbage.
It's pretty good to me, I don't know. What?
I feel like kids get those all the time.
Kids get those all the time. Nerdy. None of those kids are gonna get lucky in Kentucky.
I don't think they're supposed to.
No, yeah, definitely not.
Legally.
And also, you can put a different candy in there, I guess, if you don't want nerds.
That's fine, they don't need to be cool. Next. Oh yes, the little detector. Yes.
Yep.
Lie detector.
The lie detector, yes.
Yeah. You can read, right?
Well, it's debatable.
All right, fair enough.
Yes.
You don't need to be,
I went to school
Yeah.
with Robert Kennedy.
Got it. Okay, sounds good. Fair enough. What's that?
Cool, dude. So I like this one a lot because I'm putting these in new baskets because a lot of the children, they don't know how to lie these days. In my day, you could lie like a rock star. Your parents never know how high you are until you move out and tell them later.
Got it.
So this is less of a detector and more of a training device.
Yeah.
A training device.
Yeah. I don't know if they need to lie better. I don't know if that's true, but okay.
they
All right,
do.
see the next one.
And that,
Now, I forget, this one I don't think is in English, so that you're,
those little lipsticks are hot dogs. What is that?
I'm not exactly sure myself. Do you know what this is, Jess?
This is a little toy gun, and it's got little bullets, and you put them
okay.
in, and you play. You just take turns handing it to each other, and you see who's got the bullet.
Man, I've never seen bullets look so fun before.
And that kid's on fire. He's really ready.
He's pointing it directly at his face. That's
So
not
I
great.
made this basket because we have not really had a good war in a long time.
I feel like that's not true.
A good one.
Fair enough.
It's your country.
All right, let's see the next one here. Ah,
Oh yeah, classic.
have a lot of these on the tour bus.
Yeah, oh, a lot of exploding.
Okay. Got it. All right, I think we don't. No, none needed more for this.
75 pieces is not enough.
Seems like plenty to me.
I feel like Taco Bell was at play.
No, exactly.
You haven't been on my tour bus.
Oh, okay. So this is a mini verse. Looks like a deviled egg, like maker, like a holder for deviled eggs.
And they sit inside a chicken.
Oh, okay. Oh, you're like decorating. Yeah, okay.
Oh, and then you make the eggs look like chicken faces. Yeah, I had this one time on an international tour.
More than one of us are seeing these for the first time. Got it. Okay, next slide. Let's see here. Oh, French breadboard. That's nice. Those are fun.
Yeah, so the thing with the kids these days also, they're all that MasterChef Junior business, very, very popular on the Food Networks.
You think we should give them knives?
I think they already have knives. They need to get
Right, they've got the knives already. All you need is the board.
Where did they get the knives?
Well, from the parents.
Yeah, kitchen. Come on,
Also-
Jess. Even I know where you find knives.
It's very safe, and any family that doesn't have knives, well, you know what they say about families without knives?
What did they say?
I've never heard this expression before.
A family without a knife is busy having kids with too many fingers. That's what they say.
Very clunky saying. All right, let's go on next one.
It'll catch on.
Flying poo slingshot.
Oh, poodoo.
Yes, that's the brand name, of course. We gotta get the branding in there.
TM.
Yeah. Yes, nay, yay, nay. You sound like you're excited by this one.
I think this one is flying off the shelves at my warehouse. It really, truly is.
I don't think it's just flying off the shelves.
Keyword flying, yeah.
It is flying. It is.
All right, let's see the next one here. Okay.
This one is, I believe, self-explanatory.
Yeah, I think so. I don't know.
It contains butts.
Looks like a card game. Yeah, where animals are showing their anuses. Super fun for the family. Great.
Very.
Any thoughts on this?
Did I put the age on there? It says age 6+. Good.
Yeah.
You need to be 6 to see a cat. I feel like cats show their butts even if you're not 6.
This isn't about seeing it. This is about playing with the pieces.
And matching it with another one of like kind.
So,
All right, let's
6+.
see. Next one. All right, so this is a fun, interesting one. It's a giant whisk.
Yeah, this is for the bad children. It's it's a bit of a new take on a kiddie jail.
Oh no, okay.
Yeah, well, hey,
Oh, you put them in it?
Oh,
of course you put them in it. Yes,
Okay, well, you had me worried. You said it was for the bad ones.
it is for the bad ones. That's why it's jail.
Yeah, come on, Jess.
Okay, I came from a bad home.
Oh, wow.
At Christmas.
Easy now.
Christmas, the bad ones get coal. At Easter, what do the bad ones get besides the cat butts? They get locked away.
They got locked away in the giant whisk.
Parents are big on this one.
Makes sense to me, I guess.
Nobody gave my parents that memo.
Oh, I'm sorry. Let's move on.
It wasn't around in the 90s. Whenever you were a child, I'm just guessing. We've only just met.
So this seems like maybe a bit of a stretch for most families, and what kids are capable of not breaking.
Yeah.
This is a hot Easter item for kids?
Yeah. It's a soup and juice. When you can't
Just
decide-
those two? Nothing else?
There's no other room, Sean. Kids like soup and kids like juice, so I put them together, one basket present. Soup and juice.
Fair
So
enough.
that is the basket?
It's soup juice. It's Seuss. I think.
Okay. I think that existed before too. Let's see the next one.
Pretty sure it's brand new.
So this is for kids. Is it?
Yeah, this goes back to the poopa one.
Yeah, there's a theme I'm sensing.
I think
Kids are big on holding it on the playground.
I think there's only one of these.
Yeah.
Well, it'll be a bit of a Hunger Games type of thing, won't it?
Okay, I guess so. All right, I think this might be the last one.
These.
Hey, no.
Can I just say before we get to this that these gift ideas are crushing.
I don't think they are, but this.
Every shark turned me down, and it was their loss.
All right, so what do you have to say about this one?
Yeah, this goes back to the kittens and the butts because it's
Probing.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I said it.
No, without your hand in front of your mouth.
Probing.
That's right. Everyone's curious. Most people haven't really had it happen.
So, the gift is being abducted by aliens.
They finally get to make their dreams a reality.
All right.
On Easter!
All right, Cypress Tree Hill, I think. Give it up. I don't know why, but yes. Look for those in your baskets 2026.
They'll be there for sure.
And look for his band at Firefest 3 happening next summer.